Okay, so last time we have studied that how the logical conditions we can check or we can solve, how the truth table we can write. There are three logical conditions we have seen that and operator, second is or operator, and third is a not operator. Okay, so these three things. Yes, Shravani, you have raised your hand. Is there any query? Okay. So last time we have seen that how we can write a truth table of two different expressions when we are using two different expressions, and when we use and operator in between the two expressions, or when we use the or operator in between the two expressions, then what result we will get. Okay, that we have already studied. Okay, now we'll check that what we have studied is as per these some examples are given here. So we are going to implement these examples as per the way we have studied whatever you have studied in last session. Okay, so see here, the determine the Boolean value of each of the following logical expressions if A is equal to 10, B is equal to minus 5, and C is equal to 20. Okay, what here given here is A, B, values of A, B, C. Values of A, B, C's are given. Here A is equal to 10, B is equal to minus 5, C is equal to 20. Okay, so three variables have assigned some values over here. Now we'll check the conditions. Whatever the given conditions 1 to 6 are given, we will check one by one. Okay, so first condition here is a less than b ampersand ampersand c greater than b. Okay, here is a less than b and operator is given, c greater than b is operator here. Okay, now tell me what will be the value if you apply or if you substitute the a, b, c values of a, b, c in the first expression. Then what value you will get in the final result? Yes, let me know. Give me answer in a chat box. Okay, here is the first example. In this first examples, a less than b and c greater than b. Here and operator is used. Okay, the values of A, B, C's are given. Now you tell me if we evaluate the expression, then what result you will get. You know very well that either you will get true or false. Okay, because it gives result in Boolean expression as a AND operator gives result in Boolean expression. The result will be either true or false. Okay, so when you solve the first expression, then what result you will get over here? You have to solve the first expression. This is your first expression, a less than b and c greater than b. Okay, this is depend upon what was studied in the last session. So a less than b ampersand c greater than b. What will be the result? Yes. Nobody is giving answer. Yesterday we have studied. Yesterday, last session we have studied that how we can write the truth table of a and, how we can write the truth table of a or, and how we can write the truth table of not. Okay, those things we have already studied. Now this thing is depend upon, yes, this thing is depend upon the what was studied in the last session. Yes, nobody is giving answer. Yogesh, is there Yogesh? Is there Amol? Yes, what is the answer? Yes, Amol is saying false. Okay. Kritik is saying true. Devesh is saying true. Amol, you have to recheck your answer because these two students are saying true and you are saying false. Okay, anyone? Okay, now Amol realize his mistake. Okay, Amol saying is true. So yes, three of all you saying that the answer is true. Now we'll check how it is true. Okay, see, when I substitute the value of A, B, and C, when we substitute the value of A, B, and C, then we'll see what happened. Okay, so here is the text box. Here text box is enabled. Okay, now see A less than B means what you can say. A means 10. Okay, here A means 10 less than B means minus 5. Right, this is the first expression. And in the middle side, we are giving the ampersand ampersand. Okay, next it is given that. Okay, next it is given that C greater than B. So 20 is greater than B means minus 5. Right, so these are the substituted values. Now check here 10 less than minus 5. 10 less than minus 5. No, 10 is a greater than minus 5. Minus 5 is a lesser than 10. Okay, so this is a false. Right, this is a false. So here I'm writing false. Ampersand ampersand. Now 20 greater than minus 5. Yes, it is true. 20 greater than minus 5. It is true. So what we are getting here, false and true. False means 0 and means multiplication. True means 1. If we consider false means 0 and means multiplication and true means 1, then what answer you will get? See what we consider over here. False means 0 and means multiplication, true means 1. If you multiply any number by 0, then you will get answer 0. Okay, when you are getting answer 0. Okay, so answer is false. Okay, Amol said false, then he denied, then he said true. Okay, so actual answer is false. You understood how the false answer, yeah, how you got the false answer? Okay, 10 less than, see, I have substituted value over here. Here is a that is 10 less than sign. Just a minute. Yeah, Joshi is waiting in a chat window. So I'm a, yes, I have accepted the request. Okay, so accepted. Now see here, A is equal to 10, B is equal to minus 5. So here we are substituting value 10 less than minus 5. Ampersand ampersand, here is ampersand ampersand. Next is 20 less than minus 5. Okay, so here false. 10 less than minus 5 is a false. 20 greater than minus 5 is a true. When you use false and true And means multiplication. When you use false and true, then false is 0, true is 1, and we are using ampersand multiplication for ampersand. So 0 into 1, that is 0. So answer is false. Okay, now we will go on second one. So here is the answer. Here is the answer, that is false. So here is a false. So I am writing here false. Sorry. So this is false. Now the second one, A double equal to B or C double equal to D. Okay, now tell me the answer of this second expression. A double equal to B or C double equal to D. What will be the answer? True or false? JCI is saying false. Yes, only one answer I got. Yes, Amol, Yogesh, Joshi still is in the waiting room. Yes, only one answer. Yes, why other people are not replying? Yes, Yogesh said false. Amol says false. Shravani is saying false. Okay, Ratan is saying false. So everybody is saying false, then it might be false. So we'll check it out. Okay, so here A, we'll see now. Here is A means 10 double equal to minus 5. B means minus 5 or or C means 20 double equal to what? D means A, B, C, D. Where is D? It's a mistake. And how you give answer? It's a typing mistake. C means B. Here you have to assign B. Okay, so consider here B. And you have given answer false. How could it be possible? See. So here is B. B means minus 5. So I am taking here minus 5. And here is a B means minus 5. So 10 double equal to minus 5, 20 double equal to minus 5. So see here, these are not equal and these are not equal. So what will be the answer? False or false. Okay, and as I said yesterday or last session, then false means 0 or means plus, again false means 0. What will be the answer? 0. So your answer will be false, right? So this expression, when after evaluating this expression, you will get the result that is a false. Okay, so this is about second one. Now go for the third one. What will be the answer for third? Yes, what will be the answer for question 3? Amol is saying true, Yash is saying true. Okay, JCI is saying true, Rohan saying true, Manish saying true. Yes, all of you are saying true means it might be true. We'll check now. Okay, see, C, here I'm checking now. Okay, C means 20 greater than minus 24 and A means 10 less than 50. Okay, so what will be the answer? 20 is greater than minus 24. Yes, it is a true. And 10 less than 50, it is also true. If and is used, means what you can say? True, nothing but 1. And means multiplication. Again, true means 1 is equal to 1. So what will be the answer? That is a true. So here you will get true answer. So true is right. Okay, now fourth one. Now tell me what will be the answer for fourth one. Okay, for fourth, Amol is saying false. Amol is saying false. JCI is saying false. Devesh saying false. Manish, Yash, Sonika, Ron. Okay, all of you saying false. So we'll check now. Okay, see, A less than B means 10 less than minus 5, right? And B equal to C. Okay, here is a B. B means minus 5 equal to C. C means 20. Again, ampersand means and. A equal to B means 10 double equal to minus 5. Okay, now see answer. What answer we'll get here? 10 less than minus 5. No, it's not true, so it is a false. And 5 double equal to 20 means minus 5 double equal to 20. No, it's again false. Now ampersand means and sign. Okay, 10 equal to minus 5, it is also false. So here is a false. So what answer we will get? This multiplication, this sign means multiplication. 0 multiply by 0 multiply by 0 is equal to 0. That means false. Okay, so you are right. The answer is false. Now go for next one. For fifth, Amol is saying true. Yes, Amol is saying true. Devesh is saying false. Good. Two different answers. Yogesh is saying true. JCI is saying true. Devesh, you have to think about again. Rohan is saying true. Yash is saying true. Manish, yeah. All other students are saying yes, true. Okay, now I'll check. Yes, now I'll check. Yes, Sonika, I'll check. Okay, see, this is the fifth one. So C means what? 20. 20 less than 0.0, or A means 10 greater than minus 20, right? So this can be written as 20 less than 0.0. No, it's false, right? Or 10 greater than minus 20. Yes, true. Okay, now here is 0, or means plus, and true means ones. So here we'll answer 1, that is true. So what is the answer? Answer is true. Understood, Devesh? Okay, now go for the next one. Sixth one. Yes, saying false. Yogesh saying false. Devesh saying false. Jisya saying false. Anushka, Manish, Rishikesh, Sonika. Okay, all of you saying false. Okay, so we'll check it now. So B less than C. Here B is minus 5. So minus 5 less than C means 20, and A means 10 double equal to 67. Right, so minus 5 less than 20, it's true. And 10 equal to 67 is not, so is not true, so it's false. So true and false means 1 into 0 is equal to 0. So answer is false. Very good. Okay, now last one. Yes, Rohan, Yogesh and Rishikesh is saying true. Anushka is saying true. Devesh is saying true. Yash Gosavi is saying true. Sonika is saying true. Jessia is saying true. Ratan is saying true. Okay, so all of you saying true. So we'll check now. So A less than B. 10. 10 less than B. B is a minus 5. Or A means 10 less than C means 20. Or B means minus 5 less than C means 20. Okay, now we'll check 10 less than minus 5. So it's false. Or 10 less than 20, it's true. Or minus 5 less than 20, it's also true. Okay, so false means 0 plus, false means 0 plus true means 1 plus true means 1. Here 1 plus 1 means 1 carry 1. So answer is 1. That is true. Okay, in binary number, 1 plus 1 means 1 carry 1. Answer is 1, and we have to carry 1 number to the next calculation. So 1 and carry 1. So answer is 1. So here you can see it is true. Okay, so here is a true answer. Very good. Okay, so here we have completed our last part, that is how we can solve logical operators. Okay, so now we can, yes, now we can moving forward on increment and decrement operator. Okay, these type of operators are also called as unary operators. I think we have studied this in your class in 11th standard. Okay, that how we can use the unary operators like increment or decrement operators. Here total four operators are used. The first operator is a pre-increment. In the pre-increment, first of all, I want to tell that this is called unary operator. Why it is called unary operator? Because see, unary operator is made up of unary means uni plus array. Okay, uni means one, array means number. The operator which is used with only one number, operator which operates on only one number, that is called unary operator. Now what are the unary operators? Increment and decrement are called as unary operators. Now how these unary operators are used? Unary operators are used by prefixing or postfixing the operator on a variable or a number. Now see the first variable. Here increment operator is given before the variable at the previous location of variable, so it is called pre-increment. The increment operator comes before the variable, so it is called pre-increment. Here the increment operators comes after the variable, so it is called post increment. Okay, here is the variable and here is the increment operator. Here operator comes later on, first variable comes, so this type of operator is called post increment, or this type of increment is called post increment. Here is a decrement operator, same like a increment operator, we are using decrement operator. Decrement operator is written like minus minus, and increment operator is written like plus plus. Okay, now see here, minus minus x. Minus minus x means here operator comes first, so it is a pre. And what type of operator it is used? Decrement, so pre-decrement. Similarly, here variable comes first and then operator comes, so post decrement. Here the minus minus is given, so decrement value is given, so post decrement. So these are the four types in which we can write the pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement or post-decrement. Okay, now how we calculate the values if we want to use with the pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement? This part is a very important. Okay, in 11th standard, I also told you that in MPSC or UPSC examination, this type of questions are asked. Okay, means how we can calculate the pre-increment, how we can calculate the post-increment. These things are also asked in UPSC or MPSC examination. Okay, so you have to know how we can calculate this part. Okay, now pre-increment means what, post-increment means what, that we will see first. See, in pre-increment, value of variable x is incremented before it is used in expression. What is said that value of variable x is incremented before it is used in the expression. When you say the post increment, the value of the variable x is incremented after it is used in expression. Okay, this used in expression word is a very important. Now I'm explaining you how it is. Now see, I am writing here an expression. Here expression is x is equal to y is equal to plus plus x. Okay, here I'm writing y is equal to plus plus x. Now if the value of x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y? If the value of x is 1, then what will be the value of y? Okay, so here we have to do calculation. But before that, you must know increment and decrement. What is the meaning of this increment and decrement? So meaning of increment and decrement is that increment by 1 or decrement by 1. Increment operator is used to increment given number by 1 and decrement operator is used to decrement given number by 1. Means you can say that increment means x is equal to x plus 1. X is equal to x plus 1. Why? Because we are incrementing value of x by 1. And decrement operators means x is equal to x minus 1. So here is x is equal to x minus 1. So here we get increment. The meaning of increment means x is equal to x plus 1, means increment the value by 1. And the what is the use of decrement operator? Decrement operator is used to decrement the value of given variable by 1. Okay, so increment means increment by 1, decrements mean decrement by 1. Now we will come on this point. Okay, so what was that point? If y is equal to plus x is written, if x is equal to 1, then what is y and what is x? The question is that y is equal to plus x. This is the equation. If x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y, then and what will be the value of x? Okay, now if you want to solve this y is equal to plus x, if you want to solve the y is equal to plus x, then first of all, here is a plus. What is said? Plus do first. Means increment do first. Means increment the value of x first. It means you can say that first of all x is equal to x plus 1. This equation will calculate first, and then y is equal to x will calculate. Means what is saying, what is the meaning of this y is equal to plus x? First of all increment the value of x, then it assigned to y. Okay, so meaning of this one single sentence is given by two sentences. Means first of all increment x by 1. After incrementing you will get value of x. That value you have to assign to y. Okay, this is called pre-increment. Now you have to answer me, y is equal to plus x. If x is equal to 1, then what value you will get over here for x variable? That is, you have to substitute value at right hand side of equal to. This is the equal to, right? You have to always substitute value at right hand side to solve any expression. Now here it is said that if x is equal to 1, then what will happen? Okay, so if x is equal to 1, then x is equal to 1 means 1 plus 1, so it becomes 2. So x will become 2. Now this second sentence will execute, that is y is equal to x. Now whatever the value you will get in the first expression, that will substitute to the second expression, and it always substitute to the right hand side. Okay, so x is at right hand side. So here you will get, so here you will get y is equal to what was the value of x, that is 2. So here you will get two answer, that is x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to also 2. Okay, so this is all about if you say y is equal to plus x, right? Now we will check what will happen when we say y is equal to x plus plus. We have changed the order of increment operator. In the first equation, see, the increment operator comes before the variable, and in second part it comes after the variable. So if I say if x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y and x? Okay, now we will calculate here. See, y is equal to x plus plus. Y is equal to x plus plus. So here I am writing y is equal to x plus plus. Right? What it means? It means first of all assign the value of x to y, then increment value of x. In first case, first of all increment the value of x, then it assigned to y. But here we are going to do opposite of the first one. That is, first of all you have to assign value of x to y, and then you have to increment x by 1. Okay, so here is a y you have to find, x you have to find, x is equal to 1 if given. Okay, so see, if x is equal to 1, here it will substitute. So here you will get y is equal to 1, right? And here, so x value of x is equal to 1. So you will get x is equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, in both the equations, you can see different result. The meaning of plus x and x plus plus is the same, that you have to increment the variable by 1. Meaning is same, but by changing the position of increment operator, we can change, we can find a change in result. Okay, so here is a y is equal to x plus plus. If you are using y is equal to x plus plus, then you are getting the result that y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. If you are doing y is equal to plus x, means first increment x, then assign to y, then you will get x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. Okay, this much, but do you understood this or I have to repeat it again? Yes, tell me in chat box. Shall I repeat or you cleared how the calculation is done in increment or decrement or increment unary operator? Yes, tell me in chat box. Do you understood or not? Yes, let me understand. Yes, Amol saying yes. Okay. Yogesh is saying yes. Yes, other students. Is there Joshi? Is there Joshi? जोशी को समझा तो सबको समझा. No. Okay, Joshi was trying lots of, but I think internet problem. He's suffering by internet problem. Okay, JCI is saying yes, Shravani is saying yes, Sonika is saying yes. Good. I'll check it later on because there are some example. Yes, Gosavi is saying yes. Good. Now you tell me. Yes, we will come over here. Now I'm doing a change, minor change over here. Here I'm using minus minus, and here I'm doing minus minus. Okay, now you tell me what will be the answer of x and y. First of all, tell me, I'm using here y is equal to minus minus x. Okay, if x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y and what will be the value of x? Now you tell me. Yes, I am using here y is equal to minus minus x. And if x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y and what will be the value of x? Yes, answer me. Yes, this is my question. Y is equal to minus minus x. If x is equal to 1, then y is equal to what and x is equal to what? Okay. Okay. Amol, Sonika, Rohan, Anushka, Siddesh. Okay. Saying 0, 0. Okay, we'll check it here. So what y is equal to minus minus x. If x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y and what will be the value of x? Now say first of all in decrement will take place. So x minus 1. Now here value of x is equal to 1. Now it will become minus, so it is 0. So x will become 0. This 0 you have to assign to y. So here x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So both will be 0. Good. Okay, now solve this. Y is equal to x minus minus. If x is equal to 1, then y is equal to what and x is equal to 1? Yes. Yogesh is saying y is equal to 1, x is equal to 0. Yes, other students? Yes, she is saying y is equal to 1, x is equal to 0. Good, you are brilliant students. So we'll check it now. See, y is equal to x minus minus. If x is equal to 1, then y is equal to what and x is equal to what? Okay, so here is a y is equal to x. So we will directly substitute the value of x over here. That is a y is equal to 1. This is correct. Now x is equal to x minus 1. Here x is equal to x minus 1 means x is equal to, when you substitute the value of x, that is a 1, then you will get 1 minus 1, that is 0. So y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0. This is the right answer. Y is equal to 1 and x is equal to 0. Good. So the same thing it is given here. Okay, here it is given that minus minus x, that is a pre-decrement value of x is decremented before it is used in expression, and x minus minus means post decrement. The value of variable x is decremented after it is used in expression. The same thing what we have done here, that is explained in this two rows. Okay, so now we'll go forward. Now here examples are given. Okay, now we will come on this part, that is a comments in JavaScript. How we can write comments in JavaScript. Okay, can you tell me in HTML if you want to write comment, in HTML if you want to write comment, then which tag you have to use? Yes, anybody remember? To write a comment in a HTML, pure HTML, here we are going to study JavaScript. Okay, but in pure HTML, if you want to write comment, then which tag we have to use? Comment means simply non-executable code. Whatever you have written inside the comment, that will not display on web page. It will as it is remain in code, but it never displays on web page. So comment is just to navigate the user, that what is the meaning, why you are writing the program, what are the details of your program, that all things you can write inside the comment. Okay, so comment is just a non-executable code that never displays the content written inside the comment on web page. Okay, so anybody remember that how we can write our comment in a HTML? Is there any tag to write a comment? Yes, Amol, Yogesh, Rohan. Okay, don't worry, I'm telling you. The comment tag, okay, comment tag is used to write comment in HTML. Okay, whatever content you write inside this, okay, that will never display on a web page. Comment is used for navigational purpose. Means suppose uh, any other user is studying your program, whatever code you have written, then if you want to explain it by writing notes on your code or note inside the code, then you can write that node inside the comment. Okay, so whatever you have written inside the comment, that will never execute and it will not give output on a web page. Okay, so write any non-executable content, or sometimes what happen in JavaScript? In JavaScript, you have to block some code, some part of program. And if you want to block that some part of program, then you have to enclose inside the comment. When you enclose that block inside the comment, then those block will not, or those sentences or the commands written inside the block, that will never execute and that will never give result on web page. Okay, so how we can write comment in HTML? Just by using comment tag. Then how we can write comment in JavaScript? There are two ways to write comment in JavaScript. Okay, there are two ways to write comment in JavaScript. See here, comments, when you want to write any comment in a single sentence, if you want to write comment in a single sentence, then you have to use double slash. Whatever write next to the double slash, that will never execute. But this works for a single statement. It will not work for the second sentence. It will work for the single sentence. So if you want to write comment in a single sentence, then use double slash and then write whatever you want to not display, or don't want to display on a page. Okay, so whatever content that you have to block, or whatever the single line content that you have to block, by using the prefix double slash, you can block that code or block that sentence. That sentence will be remain in code, but it will not execute and it will not give output on a web page. Suppose you want to enclose, or suppose you want to block a code, part of code, means number of sentences you want to block, then multi-line comment can be used. How we can write the multi-line comment? Just by slash star, and it should end with star slash. Okay, so here you get two types of commands in JavaScript. The first type is for single line comment. It is given by double slash, and here is given multi-line comments. If you want to write, or if you want to block number of lines at a time, then you can enclose that block inside the slash star and star slash. Okay, so this is multi-line comments. So these are the two types by which we can write comment in JavaScript. Okay, now here we are going to study built-in functions in JavaScript. Built-in functions. So before go to built-in function, first of all, we must know what is a function. Function means what? Okay, so simply functions mean a set of code, set of instructions given to computer that we can execute a number of times. The simple 4 to 5 sentences, 4 to 5 instructions that we can input or insert in a block, and that block we can execute again and again, repetitive number of time, that is called function. For example, I'm telling you, suppose here is I'm using a function a. In curly bracket, I am writing here instructions 1, INSTR, instruction 1. Okay, semicolon. Again, I am writing here instruction 2. Again, here writing instructions 2. Again, here writing instruction 3, instruction 4. Here is a 4. And we close this by using curly bracket. Okay, now this is a function. I can say this is a function. But when it is a function, when I join or used a fixed keyword function. Okay, this is called the definition of function. I have created a function having name a, and what is written inside the function a? Instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, instruction 4. Suppose I want to execute these 4 instructions again and again number of time, then what I will do, I will write just a. So it will, the 4 instructions will execute. Again I will write for a. Again the 4 instructions will execute. Again write a. Again this 4 instructions execute. So I don't have to write the 4 instructions again and again. Means instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, instruction 4. I don't have to write it again and again. When I accumulate these 4 instructions in a single unit, that is called function, and when I name it a simple, whatever you want to give name, that you can assign The rules applicable for variable name are also applicable for the function name. Any name you can assign. Okay, here I'm using a, you can write ABC, you can write parseint, you can write fun, you can write cal, whatever you want, you can write the name of the function. But if you want to execute that instructions again and again, just by writing the name of function, you can execute number of contents. Okay, here I'm using 4. Sometime what happened? 50 to 60 instructions were there in a function. And to each time to execute or to write the 50 to 60 instructions again and again, in spite of that, we have to accumulate in a one part, one code block, and that code block we can call again and again just by name. This is possible by using function. So function is a very important when you want to do repetitive task in your program. Okay, when you want to do repetitive task in your program, then function is a very important. What were the function? What the function contains? The number of instructions are there in a function. Okay, understood what is function? Function means set of instructions, and the set of instructions are written under a single name. Okay, how the functions are called? The functions are called just by simply the name and brackets. The name and brackets. Here the name and brackets. Okay, the calling of function is done by a brackets, a brackets, a brackets. Okay, so these 4 instructions will execute again and again, means 4 into 3. Okay, these type of instructions are executed because of this 3 times a. Okay, now the functions are divided in two types: user defined function, and second type is built-in function. Okay, so there are two types of function. What are the types of function? First function type is a user defined, and second type is a built-in function. Now what is user defined function? User defined function means as per the user required, as per user requirement, he can create a function having any name. That is called user defined function. As per the user requirement, user can create number of functions, and the user can give any name to function. Those type of functions are called user defined function. And what is the built-in function? The built-in functions are such a functions which are already defined in JavaScript. You don't have to define it again. Some functions are already defined in JavaScript. Okay, when you're using JavaScript, when you're opening any program on a web browser, then automatically the functions are executing number of instructions written inside the JavaScript program. Okay, you don't have to write the definition of those function. Then what are the built-in functions in JavaScript that we are going to study here? Okay, what are the different functions, built-in functions in JavaScript? Those are here. That is a parseInt, parsefloat, alert, and so on. Okay, so here we are going to study built-in function in JavaScript, means the functions which are already defined in JavaScript. Those we are going to study here. Okay, so I clear the first this part. Okay, because here we are going to study only built-in functions. Here don't have to study user defined functions. If you want to study user defined function, it will in next part that we will study later on. Okay, but here you have to understood that what is the build function. Built-in function is the functions which are already defined in JavaScript, and we can execute those functions just by using the name of that function. Okay, now what are the built-in functions are given over here? The parseInt is the first function. Okay, here you can see the parseInt is the first function, parsefloat is the second function, alert is a third, fourth prompt, next confirm, next two lowercase, two uppercase, and is nan, not a number. Okay, so these are the built-in function. Okay, so these built-in function which have the specific purpose, and that we are going to study in a next session. Okay, in next session we will study what is the use of parseInt, what is the use of parsefloat, why we are using alert, why you are using prompt, what is use of confirm, because these all functions you have to use in your program in a 12 standard. Okay, so first of all, you have to prepare these meaning of why we are using this type of built-in function, that we have to study first. So we are studying here 11th part, 11th study. Okay, after why you are revising this, because these things we are going to use in 12th standard. Okay, so we are ending this session over here. So the next part we will study in a next session, that is what are the different functions and how we can use those functions. Okay, so I close this session now.